Hi, we're excited to invite you to be a part of something truly meaningful. Purpose-Inspired TV, a faith-based streaming channel and social media outlet focused on helping people discover and live out their God-given purpose. We're building more than just a media outlet. We're creating a like-minded community of content creators, coaches, teachers, business owners, faith leaders, and everyday people who are passionate about making a real impact, locally, nationally, and even globally. Our mission is simple but powerful. Help people in every area of life. Uplift and inspire through positive, purpose-driven, collaborate on real-world projects where there's need. Whether you create, teach, coach, or simply have a heart to serve, there's a place for you here. We believe that if you're human, you're worth helping, and together, we can reach and impact more lives than ever before. We can change lives and grow together. Our numbers are small, just like all the other platforms when they started. But as we grow, we will help you grow as a family. We will work together and pull each other up. If this sounds like something you're called to be a part of, we'd love to connect with you. We can participate on each other's shows. We can partner with each other on a cause. You can get a time slot on the channel. You can be a sponsor on the channel. Let's work together with and for a purpose. Don't just watch history, let's make it. Get inspired, Purpose-Inspired TV.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, yo? How is everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Hey, got a great show for you tonight. We got a great topic. I say that about every show. I'm telling the truth. I'm telling the truth. It's a great topic. It will benefit you and everybody that you know. Y'all know we were a couple of months ago, I guess in the new year, the new administration, we had this thing called DOGE. DOGE went around with a lot of loud claims. They were very loud. Now, if you notice, they're very quiet. Why is that? Why is DOGE so quiet? So the question, I'm gonna hit you with a couple of questions that me and my special guest are going to be discussing this evening, this morning, this day. We're going to be talking about or trying to, or I guess we can't answer all the questions, but we can have a discussion. We can discuss on what we see, what we observe, what we know. We can see the results. So we got some questions. I know a lot of people should have questions. Did DOGE help or hurt America? That's the number one big fiery, the hot topic question. Did DOGE help or hurt America? So the country's still divided on that because there's a lot of pro-DOGE people, a lot of anti-DOGE people. So did it help America? Another question is, what would or why would states want to replace a failed federal model? So if these different states, some states can take a look and see that this just ain't working. The way the DOGE is going through with a chainsaw, a big old sledgehammer, just destroying stuff. Why would a state want to duplicate that? So why would our state want to duplicate that? And why would even local governments, even our city, they had some people with the proposal, hey, let's bring DOGE, let's have our own DOGE system. Why would they want to do that when they saw it wasn't working for the federal government? And then they want to bring it to the state government and then the local. Why would they want to do that? And then how can a political party want to audit waste when they themselves were the ones that created it? Ooh, You got a party that's been in control of their city or been in control of their state for decades, and all of a sudden we want to audit, we want to bring DOGE in. And if you're going to point the finger at anybody, it's going to be your party. Why would they want to do that? Just a few more questions. What is the difference between genuine reform and political theater? Or something they genuinely want to make a change to help everybody, or some people just putting on a show to make people think they're doing something. We're going to be talking about it. We can talk about it. How do we distinguish between effective government and performance politics? Same thing. It's very similar. So how do we tell the difference? How do we know what kind of results we got? We went through all this stuff on TV. People, we're gonna say this, we can do this, blah 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 blah. But what are the results? So we're gonna be discussing that today right now. So we'll go ahead and bring my guest on in. What's up? We're bringing in Mr. Robert, man. How are you doing this evening? Get your unmute. The microphone, you are muted. Still muted.
All right, that should be better.
There you go.
Right.
I got you. I do that all the time when I be playing these videos in the background. I come up here, start talking, introducing the show, and nobody hear nothing. But how are you doing this evening?
Yeah. Well, I'm Robert.
Yeah, go ahead. Introduce yourself.
I did one.
Uh-oh.
Can you hear me now?
You're breaking up a little bit.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm good. How you doing?
I am blessed. I'm blessed. I see you got your
Sorry, I'm having some technical difficulties over here.
Okay. I can hear you. You all right? You hear me? Yes, you can't hear me. But
yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can hear you, but I'm just like I said, I'm having some technical difficulties over here.
Okay. We're gonna work it out. I'm gonna cut that down. So you got a special day today. Your last little one is we're taking singing pictures.
Yeah, she did. She back home now. But yeah, she took a senior picture today.
Well, man, real close. Have an empty nest.
Oh man, I can't wait, but at the same time, I'm kind of weird about it. So we'll see how it goes.
Yep. I got you. So we're gonna be talking about this DOGE thing today.
Yeah, this
DOGE. You heard some of the opening statements. So what's your overall? We can dive deep into it, but that's from the what they call it, from up in the clouds looking down. What's your view of what happened with DOGE?
Basically, I really think it was just something to kind of gut the infrastructure of America for their own personal gain. So I'm not sure. Because they talked about all these jobs that they were supposed to be creating, but it seems like because of DOGE, they got rid of a lot more jobs than they wanted to.
Yeah, but I guess the reason for the show, I mean, personally, a lot of people didn't see the results.
Yeah.
So like one of the first things is, what if I told you that a government agency that was created, I don't even think the agency was even was legal, but it was created to save taxpayers money, but it actually wasted over $21 billion in just 6 months.
Man,
how do you even waste $1 billion? But they wasted $21 billion in 6 months. That's why we having this discussion this evening.
That's insane. Um, yeah.
It's
They like it's crazy to even think about what the stuff that they did. Like you said, they were supposed to be saving money. They found all this supposed hidden money, all of these different places, but nobody still sees the results of it.
no. So I guess some people, I believe everybody in America should know what DOGE is, unless they was under a rock.
It's just like
No offense to those under
sorry.
the rock. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh no. Like I say, for whatever reason, I don't know. I'm having some technical difficulties. I don't know if it's my Wi-Fi over here. It's things are moving kind of slow on my end.
Oh, okay. You got a delay from me?
Yeah. No, I can hear the delay from me.
Oh, okay. So I don't know what to adjust. I see if we can move forward, see if we can make it through it.
Yeah.
So for those, like I said, if anybody was under a rock, the DOGE stands for Department of Government Efficiency. So I guess basically they were saying the previous administration, the previous government wasted a whole lot of money. So we came up with this. I say we, the new administration, with the help of Mr. Musk, that he was gonna come through and save all of this money, save all this tax money for the government. So the promise versus reality. The promise, they was going to save taxpayers money, but it was massively wasting money. So the question is, why was there such a big disconnect? Why was there such a big gap between all this amount of money they was going to save and what they actually spent? It's a big they were nowhere near. What I'm trying to say, they was nowhere close. Do you remember how much they said we was going to save?
I don't. I know it was in the billions,
Trillions.
trillions.
They
Yeah,
said
and
they was going to save at least $2 trillion. That was the first promise.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
so I think even starting right there, you can tell like $2 trillion. Where in the world are you going to get $2 trillion from?
yeah.
And then we know they changed it to, well, yeah, they started off before they this. I'm sorry for starting before the new administration went in. That was the promise, and that helped get them elected. That they was going to save $2 trillion, and then when the new year, when it's time for the rubber to hit the road, they changed it to maybe it's going to be $1 trillion.
Yeah.
Then they changed it to around 150 billion. So that's a long ways. So they say at the end, I think around the end of April, they claim they saved over 160 billion, but they spent the 21 billion to save 160 billion. That don't add up nowhere. That
No,
sounds to me that somebody didn't know what they was doing.
of course. I mean, and I honestly, it was like I said, I don't think it was for that purpose in the first place. There was a lot of smoke screens just to get elected, a lot of hot words thrown out there just so people would catch on to it and be like, oh yeah, A lot of fear-based propaganda.
And it worked.
It did.
But that's why we are here now is, yeah, we're going to save 2 trillion. Now we're going to save $1 trillion. Nah, we really saved 150 billion, but we spent 21 billion. Let's be very quiet and get out of here now. Nobody's talking about it, so let's just let this thing die down and fade away.
Yeah.
But a lot of lives were destroyed during this campaign,
and it's still going on.
Yeah.
It's a trickle down effect that's still trickling down.
So I got the list of different some of the breakdown of the waste, because a lot of people, a lot of good people, great people that was dedicated their lives to our country, and their lives were destroyed. They were just fired from out of nowhere. But I found this report. This is what the Senate's report was. And again, a lot of this they kept quiet. They didn't want the people. They didn't want the public. They didn't want the general public to know about it. Especially, they didn't want their party to know about it, because they did all this yakking of what they're going to do, and then the reality. So I got this. I don't know if I can share it, but I'll just read it. The Senate report. So in July 25, the Senate did an investigation with some subcommittees, and they revealed that DOGE had wasted $21 billion in just 6 months of operation.
Mm-hmm.
So it directly contradicted DOGE's claims of saving money. So here's some of the breakdown. The early retirement program, just making people, we're going to get rid of your position, and we're going to pay you to September of 2025. That was 200,000 federal employees. They told them, we don't want you no more. We'll pay you to September to get out of here. That was $14.8 billion that they paid for that. So that basically 200,000 people are sitting at home on their butt. Sorry to say, a lot of, I want to put them down, because I know they want to be at work helping the government. So it's 200,000 people out of work. That costs $14.8 billion. Severance payments. So that was $100,000 to involuntary termination employees. That was $6.1 billion. Frozen energy loans, different loans that people needed to continue to move forward. So they lost interest payments and fees from this project. So that was $263 million that they lost on that. Spoiled aid supplies. And this one that touched my heart. This hurts my heart. So they got rid of. They shut down USAID. That was to help millions of help feed people, especially feed children. So they stopped shipping the food out. So the food went bad. So some of the aid, some of it wasn't food, some different money. So food and medicine left out to rot due to USAID being shut down. That was $110 million wasted. And then I know people died. I know children died from not being able to receive food. Yeah. So that's a total of $21 billion that they got records. They got the receipts to show that 21 million. I keep on saying million. I barely can understand how much $1 million is, but $1 billion, they wasted $21 billion in
That's
help.
Crazy. That's insane, man. I can attest to it, because I work for a military base. And the equipment that we use gets calibrated, and we have to send it to another Marine base up in Albany, and they got hit by DOGE. So we had a whole bunch of people that was working there, it got dwindled down to 2 because of this DOGE stuff. And like our calibration was backed up, that was backing up our work for months.
So I think people on the news, they just see the numbers, but they don't see the lives. They
Yeah.
don't see the families that it's affecting. And I think that's a responsible government will take in consideration of all those different things. And even like if you even I could tie into immigration, you take one working person, just take one working person from a family, it's affecting a whole lot of other people. Not only that person that you just took their job away from, that family that they was taking care of. If they was paying mortgage or rent, if they was paying for different things, car payment, money for school, money at spend at the grocery store. There's a whole lot of lives that one person is touching. So imagine 200,000 that you just took the jobs away from them.
And I know a lot of it is like it's a lot about the words that they use. They kind of dehumanize the people that were being affected by, like, especially with the immigration, calling it most of them criminals and illegal and all of that. And then with the people that were getting the benefits, they're just lazy. They didn't want to work. So they throwing all these hot words around while on the news. So other people think, yeah, they working hard off my heart, and not thinking about the real circumstances behind why things are working like they're working.
Mm-hmm. But the economy is like it's an engine. It takes things that keep it moving. So let me see. When a person is not working, they're not putting money back into that particular engine. So far as IRS did a study, and they said according to some of the cuts, that was Yale. Yale did a study, and it shows around 3.5. That's 3.5. No, $395 billion are being lost from a lot of these cuts.
Yeah.
So again, when you take someone's job, they're not able to pay. So you're paying you're paying a person to work, but you're always taking, the government taking theirs off the top.
Yeah.
So when that person lose that job, you're not going to be able to take your piece off the top. So instead of gaining money, the government is losing money. Sorry. And let me see some other areas. So remember, it was another what do they call it? The Consumer Protection Bureau. They got rid of that. So there was a lot of people that were supposed to be getting, they had claims and different things, and they shut it down. And I think it says like not the government, but the citizens, the U.S. citizens were owed and was supposed to be getting paid around $26 billion through this agency, but they shut the agency down. So now those people that owed that money no longer have to pay that money. How's that helping the American people?
It's not.
It's
not.
So it helped the corporations. So we're seeing that. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was just saying, of course, yeah, it's definitely helping these corporations. And I think that's what the big move was. Is kind of push some things out the way so we can build up these big corporations. We can kind of bail them out, so they don't have to deal with the regular person. They don't have to kind of protecting them more.
But yeah, and I guess we know you heard the word privatizing. So
Yeah.
they want to privatize Social Security, but that doesn't save the American people any money. Everything they want to, like, they want to privatize education. So whenever you hear privatize, it means they want. So the way the government works is, we as a country, corporate country, we put money in. I'm just like we put money into a pot, and that pot take care of things. Like, we know the roads, the bridges, and it should be education, and it should be the healthcare, different things like that. But the corporations, they don't want that, because the government is not make. So it's basically you put a dollar in, and you take that dollar and go use it to help your people. But a corporation, you put a dollar in, and you got to take a portion of that to pay your, the stockholders and investors, and pay different things and different fees. And now, instead of you having a whole dollar to do something for the person, you might even have maybe a quarter left over to actually go back and help the people. Yeah. So it's better for the government to take the $1 and use that dollar. But, a lot of people, they figure out, hey, let's just make it, put it in private hands, the corporations, let somebody make some money off of it. But it's lose-lose for the regular citizen, what win-win for the corporations. So we're gonna see. We've got some notes. So we see how much money has been wasted. I mean, billions upon billions of dollars. And I think the American people needs to see it. So we just said, 21 billion total, 14 into the early retirements. But yeah, the early retirements, they might say, yeah, but we pay the people. So imagine what's going to happen in September. So that's next month. Next month, 200,000 people are no longer going to be getting their paycheck from the government. What is that going to do to the country? And we have,
shoot, that's going to be, so with that many people, there's no money moving, at least not from a consumer standpoint. So like, that's going to taint the economy even more.
Yeah. And that many people out of work. So they some of the records, I don't know who did the study. It says, lost. That's what I was trying to say before. And lost taxes for all those many people that lost their job. And then even like I said, if just like I said, one person losing a job, it's more than it's a ripple effect. Wait, that's what I was trying to say. It's a ripple effect. So a lot of changes, and instead of just that one person missing out, a lot of people. So they're estimating between around 400 billion to more than $2 trillion is going to be lost in tax revenue by those people losing their job. So imagine, I'm just rounded up and just say $1 trillion. So you fired all these people, and now you just took away $1 trillion that would go into the economy, to the tax system, which the government needs that money, but we just fired all those people. It's just unreal.
That's pure insanity. Ooh, breaking up on me.
You said I'm breaking up?
Yeah.
Go back to you. Yeah, I can see. Look like your connection is not solid. Let me see comments.
Yeah,
I'm gonna drop in.
might just be me. Like I say, I'm like having some
Yeah, I think your
technical
reception.
difficulties over here.
Okay, we'll try to move forward. I think I'm gonna drop in a comment from Jen. Privatize will not fund these programs. It will probably fund it. The government will benefit from the taxes that the
Yeah,
private sector companies are making. So that's a it's kind of like, is that double taxation? So they are taxing people and then using their money to benefit them, but then they turn around and tax them again. Uh, that's kind of like above my grade level to understand that.
yeah,
But I can still
yeah,
understand if our money stays in the government, nobody, it's going to be used. It should be used for the people. Nobody should profit off of it.
yeah,
So I'm gonna drop in his other statement. The government would benefit from collecting the taxes from privatized company. The government is going bankrupt, and there are obviously signs of that. But the process, the moves that they're making, look like they're not trying to prevent the bankruptcy. But if it's
yeah,
part of the plan, I know they have the project 2025 plan that they try their best to say is not in existence. I mean, they're basically doing play by play, and every move they're making is in the plan. And it looks like the plan
yeah,
is part of the plan is destruction of the government and the destruction of the economy.
yes, definitely. I mean, if you can't, I mean, it's I mean, you can see it. I mean, every move that they make, they tell you one thing, but if you just watch what they're doing something totally different. But it's just
Yeah,
like these tariffs, just like the tariffs, like these tariffs, they keep telling you how much money it's going to bring back to America, but at the same time, all these tariffs going to do is going to cost the American people even more.
why can't they get that message to the president? How tariffs work? It's
Okay,
like that's
that's
what's. It's like I feel like everybody in the world understands how tariffs work, but he still don't.
he understand how tariffs work. He know exactly how tariffs work, but he gonna tell his people. He gonna tell the American people something totally different and try to console them while he helping his corporate buddies get richer and richer.
Yeah, and I think was it trying to stop saying going back to Doge. Didn't Doge promise that they've saved so much money that everybody was going to get a check? So
Yep.
I actually go ahead.
Oh yeah, yeah. They definitely said that. They was also talking about cutting out overtime. I mean, cutting out taxes on overtime. Well, cutting out taxes altogether, saving so much money.
Yeah, I saw somebody said they said that everybody should be looking out for their check,
Yeah.
and that didn't happen. I didn't expect that to happen. I knew that wasn't happening. How can you send out checks when you don't have you didn't save anything? Again, if you didn't save anything, what money are you going to send out? But
Yeah.
people fell for it. So you could probably right now might find some commentators up there talking about, yeah, the money's on its way. The check is in the mail. There's no
No,
check coming.
ain't
And
no check.
there's a link. Uh, there's a link that they have posted about, to get your money. But all it is telling you to sign up for like Affordable Care Act or sign up for food stamps or SNAP. It is nothing
Mhm.
in there that will lead you to this magical made up check that they said it was going to get. So
Yeah,
it's just fairy tales.
it is. Yep, definitely is.
So we'll probably swing back around, but I want to let's talk about the different states. But I guess we can talk mostly about our state. But you mentioned something on it. Well, you brought up something just for a little bit. I want to talk about that. So we had this. It's really had nothing to do with DOGE, but this big. It's called the Big Beautiful Bill, and somebody the way they named you could tell who named it, but says I call it the real big ugly bill.
Yeah,
And in that bill, it's so many things that's destructive to the country. It's just unbelievable. So
yeah,
I can't even be trying to break down what's going on with DOGE, but inside that bill, it's a lot of horrible things. But
yeah,
the biggest thing is the the rich. They got a permanent. I'm not even talking about temporary, a permanent tax cut. But the
yeah,
bone, or the little thing that they dangled in front of the American people that made a few people happy about it was one, no tax on tips. I mean, well, yeah, no
yeah.
tax
No tax on tips or overtime.
and overtime.
Yeah,
What kind of, first of all, it's just a percentage of people that work in America that even get tips. So
yeah,
that's a that's a
Mhm.
that amount of people, and it's not permanent. That's temporary. So the thing I
yeah,
just said it last night. I've been saying it a while. No tax on tips means now you have to put the tips on your taxes to be able to benefit from the no taxes on the tip. So if you
hmm
wasn't paying for if you just got a tip and you didn't say anything about it, I neither here nor there. I have nothing. I'm no tax person. But if the person didn't report the tip, they didn't have to pay taxes on it. So
hmm
now it's just a trick, I think, to get the person to put the tips on their taxes so they can say I didn't get taxed on it.
And so
That's
they can
crazy.
tax you then.
So they can tax, yeah. So I think that's a small amount. And then we're going to talk about the no tax on overtime. Again, that's a small amount of people. How many companies demanding that you punch out and don't get overtime?
Yeah. Oh shoot, man! I work for my company. The company that I'm working for now, I've worked for the last 3 years, and I had overtime once
See,
since I've been there.
how many years?
In 3 years,
3 years, and you had overtime once.
yes.
And that's most places. They do not want you to work overtime. So now
Mhm.
we're gonna throw the bone to the American people. We're not gonna tax your overtime. And it's a limit. Even if you're at a company where in some places they make you work a whole lot of overtime, it's still a limit on that. It's a
Yeah,
limit on it. It's not unlimited. And then it's temporary again. So it's a temporary no taxes on overtime. It's a temporary no taxes on tips. But rich people, and imagine that's just imagine you work for tips and you decide to file and put your tips on your taxes. So you might save, let's just say you saved $100 in taxes. And overtime, let's say you save $500 in overtime taxes. But the billionaires and millionaires, they save millions of dollars in
yeah.
taxes. So they threw us, I say us, the regular working people, a teeny tiny bone that's going to vanish. And the wealthy got the big steak with the T-bone
Oh
in
yeah,
it.
as
And
usual.
we supposed to be happy about that. So that's like last night I did in the live talking about why we can't get along. It so we got they have to the upper class, the rich class have to keep the working class bickering and arguing and fighting with each other, so we won't realize and pay attention to what's happening on that end.
Yeah. Yep.
It's it's
Absolutely.
it's just crazy. So I think again, I hear a lot of people like, yeah, we don't have to pay. That's a bunch of crock-a-doodle-doo. If you really
Yeah.
look,
And like you said, it's not is how often are you working overtime? Like you trying to keep from working overtime. So it actually makes no sense in the sense that you were trying to get more money so you don't have to work overtime. So why would you need no taxes on your overtime so you can't get so it makes no
yeah,
sense.
yeah,
And like you
regular
said,
people. Go ahead.
the people that do make tips, it's not that many of them. So
And so my thing, we should be. Well, some people really desperately need the overtime. Some
yeah,
people, yeah, some people they need that overtime. But if we had a fair wage,
exactly.
we wouldn't be in that situation. So
Exactly.
we talk about doing all this. They cut, and all like DOGE, they went and cut the people that was in need, the
Hmm.
people who needed different services, and maybe a lot of the need, like the SNAP program. Why and in housing, I think that they're affecting in different housing. They don't want people to get housing, or they want to put a limit on housing. If I'm a billionaire and I continue to brag about or talk about how many more billions that I'm making every year, and I got employees that need SNAP, they need to go to the food drive, the food bank. They need SNAP to be able to make the ends meet. They need assistance to be able to pay their mortgage and the electric bills. I'm not paying them right. If I'm a billionaire, if I'm continuing, I'm making so much money that I got billions and continue to make millions, and I get bonuses. I'm making all this money, but my employees need government assistance. That's that's horrible. That's like okay, like a think about kingdom. Just think about kingdom real quick, and the way kingdom work, the kings are judged upon how their citizens are.
Yeah.
So if you're a king and all your citizens are doing well, you're a great king. That's the way. Well, I guess that's the way it used to be. You're a great king. You come through the kingdom, and everybody is taken care of. You're a great king. But then you're a king. You're the only one doing good, and all your citizens are in the mud. That's a horrible king. And I look at it the same way with businesses. If you're a big corporation, you're a big company, and you're bragging about how much money you make. We're talking about Elon. He wanted to go through here, there, and bust up stuff with his chainsaw and stuff. Isn't anybody that works for him on government assistance? And I have no data at all. This is my opinion, but
Yeah.
I can almost guarantee yes. The answer is yes. So you are the richest man on earth, but you got people working for you that needs food assistance. You got people working for you need housing assistance. That should look bad on you, not the employee that's doing their best to work for you and making you all this money.
It should, but of course, most of the time, people that rich don't care. Not saying all of them, but most people that get get that kind of money and power, they don't care about the little people, as long as they continue to bring in money and power for them.
Yes, I know some people. Well, we know what do we see? What do we see? Costco. I think Costco is one that decided to give back to their employees. And I was just watching this little short documentary on the owners. It's two owners of Buc-ee's,
Hmm.
and we can see Buc-ee's is not on the stock market. They said they still the two owners, so they don't have anybody pushing them. And I was looking, if you go on Buc-ee's, you like they done went buck wow.
Yeah.
All the different products they have, but they have the mindset of treating their employees right, paying their employees a fair pay. They even post it. It's not even hidden. It's posted. Well, I don't know if it's up there now. Several times I went and pumped gas, and I could see there's the different positions that's open for, these are the different positions that they need. And they put the pay, and it's some good, decent pay.
Yeah.
But
it's fairly decent. I've been to Buc-ee's too, and I've seen the hiring thing they have outside, and yes, it's a pretty good wage. It almost make you want to go work for them.
Yeah. I've seen it. I'm like, hey, I live too far away, but no, if I live nearby, I know I have a good job right here.
Yeah.
Steady work. I'm gonna pop up the comment. Sri said we are paying attention. We're paying attention to what the government, what those people are doing. And Jen, we shouldn't rely on the government for crumbs and retirement and medical. The government will disappoint a lot of people. But the country that we live in, we shouldn't. There's a lot of other countries that they have healthcare. They have medical, they have what the people need. And one way that happens, I could use, like say, Canada is an example. I know it's not perfect. And I remember, I guess, when they were setting up their system, and I was like, there, I guess it's universal healthcare. And I used to always think, if we had universal healthcare, the government will look at the money, how much it costs you to, it's basically I believe they'll put a value on everybody. Let's say you're an elderly person and you really can't produce anything to help our society, but it's going to cost $200,000 to keep you alive. So would the government try to keep you alive? So I believe when you have regular insurance, their job is to keep you alive no matter how much it costs. But I felt if you put it in the hands of the government's going to be looking at, let me back up, I'm going to say that. I believe some insurance companies probably do the same thing. Some insurance companies figure, hey, it's cheaper to let that person pass away than to put as much money into them. But I thought even more that the government was going to do that. But I see a lot of these other governments around the world, on the most part, that's not what's happening. The government is not as rich as our, I'm sorry for changing direction. How are we? We're the richest country in the world, but we're in the most debt in the world. How does that work out? But I digress. but it's like if we put the money for us taking care of the people, we're not going to be the richest. So all these super duper rich people, they won't be as rich. It doesn't take that much to take care of people. I think what they say, Elon has enough money to make every single person in America a millionaire.
Wow.
And still have money left over. Can you imagine? He has enough money to make every single American a millionaire. And still have money left over. So I kind of the Robin Hood thing, I don't want to say like rob from the rich. If I was rich, I wouldn't want the government to come take all my money, but we could get to that point. I don't know if we had time to talk about the digital system that's about to be set up, but I feel I'll pay my fair share. I can't even say fair share. My heart is to give. Yeah. So I don't even know if I would like to set up systems to where if I didn't touch it, I'll become a billionaire multiple times over. But if I would like to give so much, I will never be able to make it to that status. So money is coming in, but I'm gonna be helping so many people, and I won't be concerned about I need to become a billionaire. I need 200 billion. I need 300 billion. I wouldn't be concerned about that. But we're in the time the Bible said can be selfish people in the land, and I believe that's where we are.
Yeah, we definitely are. We definitely are at that stage because I mean, like you said, it's millionaires out here. Like even the time, even when the first time that the economy went down and they was talking about America needed a bailout. We got entirely too many millionaires in this country to not that's supposed to be so patriotic to not have to borrow from somewhere else or do anything. Like y'all could have they could have gave to the country that you love so much, that you're so patriotic about. But like you say, I digress too.
Man, you just I went through this summer. I've been taking a whole lot of classes and going a lot of different seminars, but I went to one about stock, and they showed us one like the housing market crash. That's so sad that what happened. I'm just real quick. So they basically let people get these loans and they couldn't afford the loan, so they had a whole lot of bad debt.
Yeah.
So people and banks made a lot of money off of that. And then when they were about to go bust, they got rid of these houses. You know what how they got rid of them? They threw them into mutual funds and threw them into the people's 401ks. So I like all these groups and investors and banks and stuff, they made a whole lot of money off of it. Then when it got ready to go bad, what do we do with it? I don't know. Let's throw it over to the mutual funds. They threw it into the mutual funds. So all these people that's been working for years, like, just working teachers and just the working class, a lot of different positions, it threw it into their 401k. So then when it crashed, they really took the heat. So when they need the bailout the government should have arrested a lot of people, but they didn't. It's a lot of bankers knew that thing was going down. They knew that people was going to lose a whole lot of money, and they didn't do anything about it. So millions of Americans, their 401ks, like just got demolished. So a lot of people who were retired, done with working, like you started seeing people in their 60s and 70s at Walmart getting a job because of that crash. So now when the government decide, hey, we need to bail somebody out, instead of bailing the American people who lost a lot of their life savings and different things that was prepared for them in retirement, they didn't bail them out. I'm saying they didn't bail us out. They went and bailed the bankers out.
Yeah.
So they made money through the bad debt onto the American people and then get bailed out by the government by using the American people's money to bail out people who put them in a bad position.
Yeah.
That's just sad. And it was just dirty. When I was up in this class, I had tears in my eyes because they showed different people. They showed us like, hey, we was with husband and wife. We had already had it planned out. We had all our retirement set up. We was done working. And then one day, all our money was gone. We had to get up and go find a job. So now they showed a long line of different people trying to get, imagine 50 people trying to get one job because they planned it. They planned their life, but the government did them dirty and they didn't bail them out. They bailed out people who they shouldn't have bailed out.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I mean, like, I don't have any statistics or anything. I don't have any things, but so allegedly I'm pretty sure that most of these people in government, because they do a lot of investments themselves on the side, they had some investment in this stuff.
Yeah, and they won't get rid of. I know you're talking about the insider trader. They know that information.
Yeah.
Even you see it now when the president about to make some announcement, he tells people what he's going to announce. They can go do some stock trading first, and then he go make the announcement. Then the stocks trade.
Yeah.
So yeah, they do that, and they said they're not going to do anything about it. Let me pop up Jen's. Jen got a big old comment.
Company shares.
Yeah, go ahead and read it. If you.
If a company shares the profit with you and make you rich, the employees will leave. But if you are dependent on, sorry, I ain't got my glasses on, dependent on the the small paychecks, the company owns you. It's similar to slavery, but the illusion is at least they are paying us now, but still slavery. I 100% agree. It is a new form of slavery, what they got going on right now.
Yeah, but at the same time, companies have shared some, like I believe, like Walmart. I don't know how they're doing it today, but I know, back in the day they gave a lot of the employees some of the stock options, so that they're basically part of the company. So if the company does well, they do well. So I think you're invested.
And that's part of what he's saying. It's an illusion. They give you some false pretense that you're going to profit from this, but those profits are very small compared to the profits that they make.
Yeah, they making a killing. And even, I'm just say this and bring up Victor's comment again. When I was in that training, they showed us we have our money, our 401ks in the, I don't want to say no company's name, but you take your money and they take care of your money. What they were saying is your money, you give them that money, and I think, like me, I was at this company for 27 years and really didn't think about it. I just, okay, you want to sign up for 401k? Yes. All right. How much you're going to put in? This is how much I'm going to put in. As over the years, I probably put more in. And I just set it up, forgot about it. So they asked in the class, who is your broker? I'm like, who is my broker? I don't know. I supposed to know that. It's like every single person that's putting money into the 401k, you have a broker. And that broker makes decisions for you to do it, how to make you money. But some of the brokers and some of the companies, they would take your money, use your money to make money. Because they showed us they showed us how they could take your money and make millions of dollars. But then when you get retired, you got pennies on the dollar. They're not giving you that money that if they was using, you knew them and you was able to make contact with them, you should be able to make contact with them and know exactly what they're doing. A lot of people's 401k should be bigger than what you're getting when you retire. And then, so not only are they using your money to make money, but then when those losses come in, like I said, with the mutual fund, when the housing market crashed, so before that, they could use your money to make money. But then when the market crashed, you lose money, they don't lose money.
No.
So it's set up, is rigged in their favor. So let me pop up going back to Medicare. Medicare, Medicaid is paid for by the people, is taken out of your check, of every paycheck. Yes. So why the government don't understand that? They think it's their money. So we have to work. They have to take it out of our paychecks. DOGE cut the money from healthcare and Medicaid for tax cuts. They did the same thing with Social Security. Social Security had a lot of money in it. As long as you got workers working, put money into it. That same thing. So now you take a lot of people out of the workforce, so that money's not going in. And I can just go ahead and jump on and say even the immigrants. So a lot of the immigrants are working and paying, putting money into the Social Security system. And a lot of those, they got it set up, they can put money in, but they can't get it out. They can't use it. It's kind of like even when they first started Social Security, it was, I don't want to go down that dark road, but that dark path. It's a lot of the people in the country, they didn't want people of color to benefit from it. It was something that was needed, but they don't want the people of color to benefit from it. So it's some people, they rather harm themselves than to be able to help everybody. But they set it up. So for years, people of color was putting money into Social Security, and they was never gonna, they never could draw off of it and use what was due to them. So now all this money was in the Social Security, but the government decided, hey, see, the government is not wise with their money, as you see, as being as much debt that we're in. So they go over there and look at the Social Security. Ooh, that's a nice amount of money over there. So let's go borrow some of that money from Social Security. We promise, cross our fingers, we'll put it back. Then they go and borrow some more. Oh, we promise we'll put it back. So now they never put it back. So now that's, hey, the Social Security system is not working. The Social Security system is going to run out of money. If we don't do nothing, we need to privatize it so it won't lose money. But if you wouldn't have took money out of it, it wouldn't be in the situation that's in. Let's see. Did we put that up? Let me give you another Jen comment. You want to read that one?
Yeah. That's why we need to be the head and not the tail, the lender and not the borrower. We need to be the business owners to treat people right and just and pay people right so they don't struggle.
Amen. I'm a big proponent of business owners. The way this government is work, you should be able to, if you can take a look at it or look at the systems. If you look at your taxes, it's centered around business and business owners. If you have a business or a business, it's business tax friendly for the business. But if you're a regular working Joe, they don't care about Joe. Joe's the one that got to pay the taxes, not the businesses. If you know that, all the tax breaks, all these different things. Like I said, if you are a big corporation, big business, all these things is being passed, the big ugly bill, look at all those different things. It's benefiting business. It's centered around business and making money. But then the regular working people, you can tell it don't care about you. You are the source. We need to squeeze you and work you as much as possible and get you paying as many taxes as possible. We can try to we want you working, we want you doing different things, but we don't need you benefiting. We need to squeeze everything out that we can. But if you had, on the other hand, you was the business owner, the government is set up, the laws, the taxes, the system is set up for businesses. So that's why I'm constantly, I really suggest people, hey, there's a business in you. Even you, your name, your person yourself is a business. So if you can, put your kingdom glasses on. Now you got to put your business glasses on. See how the government think. The government thinks in business, not in people. Where I can't say to all of it, but some parties, the government thinks and sets up stuff for business. It's not really set up for individual people. They don't, as you could read a lot of these different things, what's going on, you can tell, really don't care about people. It's about business.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put Victor's The banks and the broker companies make money off of you. Yes, that's whether you make money or you lose money, they making money. And so that's what people need to pay attention. That was one point. It's got nothing to do with the topic we were talking about, but you got money in 401k, you need to know who is managing your money. Are they managing your money right? Are they taking money from? You need to know, but we're not taught that. We just, like I said, I went for almost 30 years. You just go ahead, take it out of my checking account. Don't worry about it. I'm not going to worry about it now until I retire. And then people will start to get ready to retire, and then they go look at it. What happened? What happened? Why is no money here? Well, you didn't do this and you didn't do this, and we didn't know what to do here, and this fee here and that fee here and this fee and that fee, and you're sitting there with a teeny tiny check that's not going to be enough money. You need, like, right? What is it? Yeah. We need around close to 2 million. Like, if you stop working, it still depends on your age. Depends on your age, but depends however long. But just imagine, let's say if I retired, I don't retire until another 10. What is it? Less than 10 years. But if I retire, and then let's say, so that'll be 65. The average person is they're giving you 75, 80 years. So let's say if I retire at 65 and then don't live into another 10 years in retirement, that's sad too. 10 years of retirement, that still depends on the economy. It's still gonna, you need about $2-3 million, maybe even more. So you need millions of dollars to survive here in America, but they're not telling you that when you got the money set aside for your 401k. So you like, hey, I got $900,000 saved up when I retire. But when you really need 2 million, you really need 3 million, they're not telling you that. So then, okay, well, I can depend on the government. No. But if you were more wiser, if you knew what was going on with your money going into the 401k, if you were more wiser and kept up what's going on, you could have that $2 million, but they're not telling you that. So they're making the $2 million and leaving you with a couple $100,000. And then you're like, okay, this a couple $100,000, you're going to have you got enough money to last you for 3 years, and then you're done. Then what? Got to go back to work, but go work where? You got a robot to compete with now.
Oh yeah. Robots and AI.
Yeah. I'm studying both. I'm studying the AI stuff now, but yeah, those little jobs that you used to go to, they're not gonna be there no more.
Nope. Shoot, look at McDonald's. They got the little stands in the lobby now. You don't even got to go up to the register.
Yeah, I know AI was taking orders in the drive-through places I've been going to now.
Yeah.
They want to get robots. Yeah, I guess they want to get to the point of nobody, not a human being in the restaurant at all. So those go-to jobs that we could depend on, not going to be there no more. I got Joe. How does it feel working for yourself after retirement? Well, I start with the retirement. Start to the end of the question. I am. How can I say that? I'm temporary retirement. So you remember I told earlier we were talking about the 200,000 people who are paid until almost the end of the year.
Yeah,
that's the position I was in from my company. So from them doing some downsizing. So it's not a full retirement like what people would say. You get a pension from the for the rest of your life. They got rid of pensions like too. So I guess I could talk about. So since stuff that I know now, if I knew that my early retirement was coming up, and I knew more about stocks, I knew more about the 401k system years ago, I probably could have planned and to be ready to retire now. I didn't know. So, and I think, like I said, looking at the money, I think, like I said, when I did leave the company, I was able to see everything that I had, what you call it, put aside, stored up, and I was kind of like, yeah, I'm good to go. I'm, walking with a little pep in my step. And then when they was talking about how many millions it really take, it took it took the pep out of my step. I thought, oh, so let's look at the numbers. And you start looking at the numbers. You need this cost this and this and this and this. So that amount of money, like, oh, okay. I didn't have as much as I thought. I knew what I had, but I thought it was gonna go further than what they said. That's what I'm talking about. So it's not the full retirement. So that was, and I think even the retirement, the what you call it, the what's the other word? Pensions.
Yeah.
They fooled us with the pensions. When I know some companies still have pensions, and I know if I was at a company, I probably would have a nice pension, but they fooled us with the pensions. Companies stopped going to pay for pensions, so that's why they came up with the 401k. So instead of them putting money aside for you, it's like, let's put a little bit in. You put a little bit in. We stick it over to the stock market and see what happens. So kind of like rolling the dice. So in the old days, you work so many years, this is how much pension you're gonna get for the rest of your life. No, they're like, no, we're gonna keep on paying that. So they came up with the 401k plan that really wasn't what it's supposed to be. That is designed. Even the 401k, that's again stuff that I learned later. 401k was still not designed for you to retire on. So the way a little bit how they design it is you're supposed to use the 401k and Social Security and Medicare, all the government. They countered. They what's the word? They counted on you using the 401k and the government assistance, which it should have been set up where you didn't need to go to the government. So I think a lot of people that's on the old pension plan, they don't have to go to the government. They depend on the pension, but the companies, hey, I could if I don't put money into a pension, I could become a billionaire. If I don't have to give back, I could become a billionaire. So I think that's one of the strategies, some of the things that happened to get rid of the pension is I think it was like really greed and not looking out for the employees.
Yeah.
Let's just figure out a way to pay less. But it's different. Like I said, I am quote unquote working for myself now. I got a lot of different strategies, different things I'm working on. So yes, I'm continuing to work on building business and also working on helping other people understand to get a business and work a business. So what I've been doing the last few months is like just learning. Man, I've been learning so much. My head is like about to pop. But it's stuff that I felt like I should have learned years ago or over the years, but I'm like in a crash course now. I'm just eating it up, learning as much as I can, and then turn around and gonna work to build a business off of that, and again help people off that too. So I'm still a work in progress. But I just told somebody today, I'm reinventing myself. So I'm really re-educating myself and reinventing myself and still building off the stuff that I have built. Like I've always had business on the side over the years. Now I need to take that business from the side and make it the front. And I'm learning so much. Man, it's already an hour and 15 minutes. So I wanted to get into just, I want to say real quick. I want to talk about, so I'm going to get on DOGE real quick. Go back to DOGE about if we saw, as a government, people can see it on the news, that DOGE is not working. If DOGE is not working in the federal government, it was like all hype and we're not getting results. why would states and local government want to bring that same program to their state and to their city? Why would you think they would still do that when they see it's failing?
Because it's an agenda. It's an agenda to to cripple the government and cripple all of the government. And you know, because one thing I've learned about government is, like, for the average person, the government starts with your local government, with everyone that's around you. So why not do what the states would try to do and cripple that part? Because that's the real one that really affects your everyday life.
Yeah. So I saw that where it shows around 26 states decided to bring DOGE to their state. And then they said our governor wanted to bring it here to Florida.
Yeah.
That was kind of funny to me when
Oh, he brought it to Florida. He brought it to Florida. They tried to send the local government to Jacksonville, and they didn't. They weren't going for it.
but I mean some of the politicians, even his people, were like, the Republican Party has been in charge of Florida for around 30 years. That's 3 decades.
Yeah.
3 decades the Republicans has been in charge. But a lot of people, they try to bring in DOGE to try to embarrass the other party. But mostly the Republican Party decided, let's bring in DOGE, let's embarrass the Democrats and show them how much money they're wasting. But if our state has been ran by the Republicans for over 30 years, if there's anything that you're going to find wrong, it's going to be your party that did it.
Absolutely.
It's not going to beat it. So I think he had backlash from even the Republican politicians. Was kind of like, you're being real funny here. You can try to say the state of Florida is wasting money. If that's the case, you're the one that's in charge of it. So I think that kind of backfired. So I guess what he tried to do next was, okay, since I really can't do it on the state level, let me go pick on the local levels. Let me go to different cities and tell them how much of a bad job a particular city that I don't like. Let me go pick on them. So I think that's what started happening next. So then what happened about his $10 million that went missing, that went towards his wife's nonprofit.
Yeah.
Crookedness.
I mean, because what happened? It went to her nonprofit, and her nonprofit used it for Trump's campaign.
So see, a lot of stuff is illegal.
Very illegal.
But if you have the law enforcement, or if you have the judicial system in your pocket, nothing's gonna happen. Yeah, DeSantis has been the governor since 2019. So we get to the end of his run. That's 8 years, right?
Yep. And he can't run anymore.
8 years. And so if it's on waste, you let it slide for 8 years. Well, you've done it for the 8 years. And other Republicans that was been in charge also. So, but what he still did was he still went around the state, and I guess, like I said, caused some trouble. I think he got rid of 70 board and commissions. Then he was going to the different colleges and universities and seeing how he can cause trouble over there. So I don't think it was a benefit. It just causing problems and headaches And then especially you got what's the scripture? You don't try to take the beam. No, don't try to take the speck out of somebody else's eye when you got a big beam
Being
in
hanging
your
out
own.
your eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he got a $10 million beam sticking out his head, out his eye. And then he out of the 10 million, he sent $9 million over to used $8.5 million to fight the cannabis. So ran all these commercials to try to keep cannabis illegal in the state.
Yeah.
And still using money other places where he shouldn't have been. And especially what we got this thing right now, the alligator Alcatraz, using emergency funds. So it's supposed to be there for the hurricanes, but we using that to treat people bad.
Yeah.
And
So-called illegals.
man, so yeah, I don't even know what to say about that. But so they got money, money to spend on that.
Yeah.
But if a disaster come through, we don't have no money for that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I'm thinking about. I'm gonna just go a few more minutes. So again, I'm gonna go back to DOGE supposed to save $2 trillion. They said they promised. They went around screaming. They went around all these talk shows. They went on stages. They went to rallies. We're gonna save $2 trillion. All you have to do is vote in this president. We're going to find and show you all this waste, all this corruption. So they got the people like, yeah. They can go through there. The government, they're gonna fix all the problems. They're gonna get rid of all the waste. But then they wasted $21 billion.
Mm-hmm.
They wasted $21 billion, and we just don't even know the count of how many homes and families that were disrupted. It's not even no way to measure that. So the question, why are they so quiet now? So that was all loud and screaming, we're going to do all this cut and we can do all this. And I know one part they try to blame the local, they whatever particular states, they're the ones. So they try to point fingers after they couldn't save. They can't, prove they save any money.
Yeah.
But they're quiet now.
Yeah. And I think they're quiet because they did what they came to do. They done with it. They done the job that they wanted to do. So they still there, but I mean, they finished.
But the lives, all the different lives that are hurting. I mean, it kind of ties in with the immigration side. How many people lives are being torn upside down, and it's like we're in a terrorist, a police state, a terrorist state. And I didn't get to look myself. I know they call it, quote unquote, what they call it, the music festival going on in LA that's been going on for the last 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So they're kind of like not allowed to show what's really going on. They're not allowed. I'm talking about the news people. They're not. So we don't really have the freedom of press anymore.
Yeah.
At the moment, a lot of people they're afraid to share stuff. So they're afraid to show what's going on.
Shoot, I've seen a few on the news, these nice little ice raids where they just hop out the back of the vans and have people scrambling for their lives.
Yeah. So they're kind of showing that they want to they show that to try to intimidate.
Yeah.
To put fear.
Yes.
But and on top of it, there's so many. I mean, this rabbit hole can go on for a long ways.
Yeah.
But to bring back the Confederate statues, the only reason the statues were put up in the first place, the only reason was to terrorize the people of color. So the Confederacy lost the war. But it's kind of like you start thinking about it, they might not have. They might have lost the battle, but it looks like they won the war because they're coming back. Their different policies are coming back. So now I'm thinking, did they really lose the war? And what country in the world where the losing side is able to put statues up throughout their whole country? You lost, and then you can put statues up, and then we took this many years to take them down, and then we have a government that's putting them back up. We in reverse.
Because it was always the same. It was always the same government, and like they said, for a long time they had us fooled thinking that Lincoln did the Emancipation Proclamation because of he wanted to free the slaves. No, the whole thing was political, and it was about bringing peace back to get the government back in line.
Yeah, but it's on record that he said he didn't care if the slaves were freed or not, as long as the country was united.
Yeah,
he didn't care. So yeah, it's a lot of history that's hidden, or like now a lot of history is getting destroyed or removed. The present government only wants the shiny America is perfect.
Yeah,
and
make sure you don't show the dirty secrets of America. Make sure the cracks don't show.
But they want to kick you out or shut you down. Got another victory. The governor of Florida is trying to do things to bring headlines so that when he runs for president, he will have a record similar to Trump's. Well, I think Trump already planned on not even leaving office. He is like the president of El Salvador is a dictator. He's the most handsome dictator or something. But I see the president is bringing in the New World Order. I think I'll tell you about the digital currency. He just signed the Genius Act. So, and he wants everybody to be registered in the system. So if you basically take all the pieces of different things that he's signing, putting together, it's just lining up everything for the end times, what the book of Revelation is telling us about. It's unbelievable how it's right in front of our face, and some people, they still don't see it. There's a lot of quote unquote Christians saying, hey, he's sent by God, and so we, no matter what he says, no matter what he does, we're on his side. But he is doing the work for the Antichrist. I'm not saying that he's the Antichrist. Some people say he is, but I do not believe he's the Antichrist. But he is pushing forward the agenda.
I said he was sent by him though.
So he's lining up everything. He's the mark to be able to put a device in your hand or your forehead. He's setting that system up. He's making really not laws, executive orders to line up all this stuff, even like the digital. But he told his people he wasn't gonna have what was I forgot what he told me he wasn't going to do, but he turned around and set up the crypto system. And when they get that's from the Genius Act. So when he set that up, they're going to get rid of the physical dollar. Everything's going to be digital, and they can be able to track everybody. So they already want you in the tracking system to be able to track you, and then the financial side, so they can shut you down whenever they feel like it. So that's really setting up the system. It's just getting it all in place, lining it up.
But he been on that Bitcoin thing since he was running for office. that he was setting up that Bitcoin. He all that Bitcoin currency, the stuff.
Yeah. So now he's, like I said, instead of, well, basically he's setting up the digital dollar. So the dollar is going to be in digital currency, and everybody's got to be registered. But if you don't, like right now, they attacking people who don't 100% agree with everything he says. So, but he really don't have control over everybody. It can track a lot of people. There's a whole lot of systems that we are tied into. But now when they make one universal system, and that's the plan. So right now he's trying to set it up like at the airports. But the universal ID, that's already was the beginning of it.
Yeah.
So that was already the start. So we got that. That's the first step. It's done. So now moving on to phase 2. And so it's kind of like we can see the light at the end of the tunnel of the mark being set up and established. Like, so we can see that should be happening in our lifetime. So it's not like years to come. Everything that's needed is here. A lot of countries are already getting it set up. So it is here. So we just need to, be prepared and be ready. Don't be shocked. Don't be surprised.
Yeah.
So it's okay. I'm about to wrap up. So any final words you want to say before we leave this evening?
No, I appreciate you having me on your show today.
All right, no problem. So Robert is going to be kicking off his own show. So I just wanted to bring him in to put his feet to the fire. See,
and it should be coming soon too.
Okay.
Very soon.
So I thank everybody else for tuning in. Thanks for the comments. So I would like to let's dig into it a little bit more. I had a whole lot of other stuff that I wanted to go into, but need to go ahead and wrap it up. Went longer than I thought. But I just want to educate. Don't want to make nobody get upset. Just want to open eyes. We need to know what's going on. I'm not saying we need to be worried and stressed out. No, we're not supposed to, but we should know what's going on so we can be prepared. We can see. So we see stuff is coming. We see it. We see it's on the horizon, and it's getting closer and closer. So there's no need for us to pretend we don't know what's coming. So we still continue to live. We still continue to work until he comes. But at the same time, we should have the wisdom. So, all right. I thank you for joining me. Stay right there. Be right back. All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in again. You've been watching From the Mind of Lil Joe. So we talk about all different types of subjects. So if you got a subject that you want to talk about, if you would like to join me in the subject, hit me up, inbox me. And we got some merchandise coming out soon. I got my store set up, so I'm gonna have a lot of other good items. So the stuff that I'm gonna sell on my store, little plug for the store. I believe everybody should know and learn Hebrew. So a lot of Hebrew, especially Bible scholars, people that get into the Word of God. We really need to know what the Hebrew words mean, the meanings. So I have different apparel. I have T-shirts. I have hoodies. I have purses, and I have mugs. I have all these different things on my Etsy shop and my shop, so that you can purchase and you have it and walk around and you could be learning what these words are. You can use them for gifts or Christmas time. Come on, get some merchandise from the Mind of Lil Joe and the Purpose Inspired TV show. And also I am training. Like I said, I'm reinventing myself. Not only am I continuing to train people about social media and video production, we're going to be doing more video production. I'm also going to be a AI business consultant. Ain't no need to be afraid of AI. It's some good stuff and some bad stuff. I know, but we need to know it. If you're running a business, AI will help you now do a lot of things in your business. And I am getting certified to be an AI consultant to help people with their business. All right. Until next time, tune in, watch the look. Last thing, some people watch my videos. I thank you so much for watching all my other videos. A lot of times I get likes. I need comments and shares. It's like I got all these likes, but a lot of people are not followed. I don't have the followers, so I'm trying to move forward with some of the social media stuff. But I get all these likes and hearts and stuff. Then I turn around, I don't have the followers. You know, you got to have the followers first to move forward. So if anybody can help a brother out, help me get some of the followers. Help if you can share some of the stuff, or give me give me some more content that you want to talk about. You got some people that you would like to have on the show with me, bring them on. If anybody have content or different things that they would like to put on our TV channel, Purpose Inspired TV, we're on Roku and Fire TV. We're constantly looking for content creators. We're constantly looking for people to help build a channel. So you see, I got a lot of stuff going on. But as far as the social media, I'm really trying to get the message out there, but I'm kind of stunned because I'm getting a lot of likes and views and sometimes some good comments, but I'm not getting the follow through. I'm not getting the follow. I need some more followers. All right. Does it sound like I'm begging? Well, okay. All right. I appreciate your time. Everybody have a great evening. All right. God bless. Until next time. Lil Joe out.